Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon to everyone wherever you are, whether you're in Europe or in US. It's a pleasure to have you with us today for this wonderful LinkedIn session where we're planning to take plenty of questions. We're planning to have a lot of interaction, and it's Pio Marolla here from ThinkLinkers, from the beautiful city here in Italy. I'm in the area of Gargano, very close to the sea actually. There is a refreshing 37 degrees centigrade, I should say, and I'm very glad to be here with you today. So to begin with, let me ask you, where are you from? I'm really curious to see whether some of you are in some exotic locations right now. We have Sabina here in Uzbekistan, her motherland. Very good to see you here, Sabina. And of course, you know, in summer, we always want to go to somewhere sunny, somewhere with the sea, take a little bit of a holiday. But you know what? Data management, AI, never take a holiday. That's why, you know, we meet today. I'm also in Italy in a pretty comfortable, scenario here. But I'm still very excited to share with you what we have to say about assessing your AI readiness. So why do we talk about AI readiness today? Quite simply, every organization out there is trying to adopt artificial intelligence. But the question is, are you ready to do so? And what does it mean to be AI ready? Is it just a term that is used to deter companies from starting to embrace the potential of artificial intelligence? Or are there some prerequisites, some homework that every organization needs to do in order to take advantage to the fullest of artificial intelligence? We have also Ahmed here from Dubai. I'm sure it's hot, like it's very hot as well there. We have Umar from Saudi. Didn't mention Natalia from Prague, probably the coldest place we have seen so far. And of course, I'm very, very happy to see you all here. And before I start, I would like to encourage every single participant to come up with questions. These sessions that we put together are designed exactly to enable an exchange of ideas, really, and an exchange, of course, of Q&A that makes events like this valuable for everyone. Shaukat here from India as well. Ahmed confirming indeed that it is hot. And let me tell you, Ahmed, I have in front of me a big light, which is not making my life any easier, but you know, the things we do for data. So we also, Teja Dehan from the Netherlands, welcome. Welcome everyone. So the guest of today is the co-CEO of PiLogGroup, Dr. Imad Syed. I've met with Imad several times. I've always found his insights very valuable and very value-adding to the conversation about AI. And I'm really excited to share some of these insights and some of the discussions that we have with Imad with our data community. Dr. Joe, connecting from North Carolina. Welcome, Joe. It's great to have you here with us. Salim as well from India. Okay, we've got the whole world watching. So I would say it's about time that we call up on stage Dr. Imad Syed. Welcome, Imad. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, Pio? Good to see you.
I'm doing very well. I'm really happy to have you here with us. And yeah, I'm excited about all the things AI we're going to talk about.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here. It has been probably our second or third session, but the topics that we are choosing are absolutely relevant and absolutely specific to the current affairs.
Absolutely. We've talked about AI several times, but this is a
Yeah.
technology that evolves so fast. And, the potential as well as the concerns change and shift. So it is important that we keep speaking about it and we um, keep up with the challenges as well as the opportunities. But before we get into them, I'd like to start by, because of course, we had several sessions, but maybe there are some people in the audience that don't know you yet. So I'd like to ask you, tell us something about yourself.
Myself, Imad Syed, I have been a data practitioner and again an innovator. So I'm passionate about doing something good for humans and especially capitalizing on the technology. I represent PiLog in the role of co-CEO, and also I have another hat which is to also develop the products and the software-enabled services. So it actually complements and supplement each other. So I have been in the industry for almost 23 years, and that's where I have seen a lot of technologies coming and going. But this time, it seems to me that Gen AI and especially the applications of the Gen AI and the way that is shaping up is definitely one of the disruptions that you can never ever ignore, because that's something that is changing the way that we do the business, and it is putting a lot of pressure back on the innovators, the product developers, so that they can embed that. So I have been in the field, and that's why I could say that this is definitely one of the disruptive technologies that we have to take cognizance of. If not, then we are going to lose out, nobody else.
Absolutely. And I know you have been recently at the 18 CDOIQ event, the symposium in the US. And I'm curious because, of course, there are CDOs there, the C suite is there. I'm curious, what was the mood about AI? What were the discussions about AI there?
See, if I compare, this was the really the 18th edition, which means that it has been coming from last 18 years. But just the difference between last year and this year was enormous. Last year, we could hardly see any tracks that were talking about AI, that were talking about little bit of data and automation. But this time, I think 8 out of 10 tracks were all of them were AI enabled, data and AI enabled. And that was actually very good to see, because everybody is taking cognizance of that. Everybody is trying to adapt. But also, the community is growing. And this is very, very a specific one, CDOIQ, the name itself stands for, Chief Data Officer, and our Chief Data Office, information quality. And quality is something that they have been, propagating, talking about for over a decade already. So the community is growing. That's the first thing. If I have to, put down into bullets, the second thing is that AI adoption is at its best, the fastest. Okay, how many of them are successful? That's something that we can talk about. But AI adoption is there. But then there is also something that I have seen, that there is a race out there in the market, that let's go and grab this opportunity. How many of them will cash out from that, or how many of them would capitalize on that? That would be something that we'll be talking about. But the community has been enormous in terms of the vibrant sessions and the discussions that we had, even at a personal level, with the CDOs or the C-suite leaders, and it is enormous. And the amount of money that is being spent, I was hearing from some of the organizations, and there are no budget constraints. And whereas last year this time, it was budget constraints. How can we get this? How can we get that? So people are spending a lot of money, and these are some of the just observations that I have seen. And absolutely, AI is something that is racing fast, and we will have to embark on the journey sooner than later.
100%. There's Kevin here in the audience, two of the greats. Lovely to have you again. Thank you, Kevin. It's great to have you. And Dr. Joe, thank you. What a great audience we have today. Now, I would like to, you mentioned there something about how many of these initiatives actually succeed. And I have looked at the numbers. I have seen that there is a disproportionate amount of initiatives, of AI initiatives, that actually fails. I see from one side this race to embrace it as quickly as possible. And on the other side, I see, well, if you're jumping without constraints, we are jumping without thinking, well, there is a chance that the initiative may not end up being successful. So what's your thought on that, and how can we prevent that?
Yeah. See, let me tell this tongue in cheek that majority of the AI projects are getting aborted before they are moved into the production. That's really a concern for me. And if I now look at it from couple of surveys, I mean, couple of months ago, 80% of the projects have not entered into the production, which is really disheartening for me because there's an investment, whoever's money it is, any organization that is spending, or any leader that is spending, or any research that you are doing, it's the money that is invested. And 80% is actually a bigger number. And from the other surveys that only 30% are making to the production. That's also very, very disheartening, which is not actually great thing. So every 3 or 3.5 initiatives, you have only one initiative moving to the production, which means that they are able to see the value realization only one in third. I mean, one in three. I mean, that's not really not good. And
Yeah.
let me tell you, Pio, the reason, the core reason, and if you now go into the details of it, the first thing is that they are unable to prove the value. So proof of value is not there. Value creation is not there. Proof of concept is something that anybody can do, but proof of value is not there. What is the value creation? But the second thing that would shock all of us is that it is because of unclear business objectives, which means that it's a race. Everybody would like to embark on this. Everybody would like to capitalize on it. They invest, and then they do not have the business outcomes or objectives. They just want it to be AI enabled. And the third one, which is in fact a greater reason, is that lack of data quality and governance. This is the most common. So if you now look at the surveys of it, out of these three, everybody check this, which is data quality and governance. Lack of those practices are actually failing their initiatives. And the adoption into production is not happening just because of that. And when we talk about data quality, yes, there are a lot of things about data quality, but the governance is also another key feature there. So these are the fundamentals because of which the projects are failing or aborting in the middle, or they say that okay, let's not go with this initiative, let's go and try any other initiative.
Indeed, we go back to the usual central and fundamental role of data in organizations. It never goes out of fashion, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Now, so how can organization actually assess their readiness? What are the steps that are necessary here? I would like to start even from what you said before, proof of value rather
Yeah.
than proof of concept. So what's the step by step?
See, there are multiple dimensions to that, but one of the dimension is that what is the value that you are bringing to the organization from a business objectives perspective? Because somebody can go and just build a chatbot or maybe a conversational AI and they say that we are AI enabled, but underneath that, the foundation of that does not come from the right data, it's going to fail. So you have to first of all do a discovery session, and discovery session is important. And again, I just tell my other colleagues or whoever I'm meeting is that if you go and visit a doctor, even though you are actually giving all your information about what exactly are the causes for your health or ailments, Doctor does not just believe. Doctor says that, okay, please go for a diagnostic test. Until and unless it is proven in the diagnostic test, I am not going to prescribe to you anything. And that's where the organizations need to be a little bit cautious before just going into it. Do the diagnosis of the data. Do we have the right data? And if it is right data, have we sourced it from the right one? And this is actually a discovery session. And that's where we as PiLog come in, and then we say that, please be cautious about whatever you are doing. Let us have a look at your data. Let us look at the maturity of the data. Let us look at the use cases that you can invest and have quick wins, because having quick wins is absolutely important, because this is a new world and you need to prove within the organization as well as in the market that we won this use case and we are able to transform it into an AI enabled initiative. And that quick win will give you a lot more confidence, and everybody will start believing and trusting you that yes, you can build something out of the box. And then once you have that, what are the governance practices? Because
Yeah.
today one of the biggest challenges that the trust, there is no trust. There are no ethical practices in collecting the data. And if you collect the data from somewhere and then try to get insights, business intelligence, or business insights out of it, it is not going to give you any insights. So these are some of the fundamentals that we have to look at. So data quality and governance is absolutely important for that.
Hmm. Indeed. But let me push back a little bit about data governance and data quality. Because, see, data governance and data quality are disciplines that take time. And when it comes to generative AI, you know, it generative AI and AI kind of speak the human language. They're easy to like, even for the business executive. They deliver quick, apparently quick results. And then on the other side, you've got data quality and data governance. And you know what happens when you start speaking about data quality and data governance in a boardroom. It's a good way to put people asleep.
Hmm.
And unfortunately. So, how can we ensure that data quality and data governance do not hinder the quick adoption of artificial intelligence? And how can we also ensure that the business stakeholders are on board with starting with that and then moving into AI once they're ready?
Yeah. Pio, you very, very rightly said, because the moment we talk about data quality and data governance, everybody feels that it's a big, big white elephant. Nobody is going to
Yeah.
find it. Nobody is going to invest onto it. That's the reason we have to come up with different approaches. Now, if I tell you, if I state that you can augment and supplement the data quality using AI, I don't think that everybody will believe that, but you can do that. So you see, you will use AI to augment your data quality, improve your data quality to be used by other AI initiatives. So AI could be an enabler for data quality as well, because we have seen several use cases. Yes, it cannot be applied. One model cannot be applied to all the objects, all the domains, all the data sets that we everybody knows about it. But there could be specific, initiatives that we can take that will augment and improve the data quality, which means that you take the data, use the AI models to improve the data quality, enrich it, supplement it, complement it, and then you feed that into the AI governance. And that is what we need to do. And we have to take different approach here, because the legacy approaches, the other practices are cumbersome, the first of all. Then the second thing is that the reputation of data cleansing projects was not good in the last 2 decades, if you look at it, because of the big data initiatives or MDM, whatever you call. Those were not very attractive, because there was no direct ROI calculation somebody could do it. That's the reason PiLog, what we did last year is that we said that we need to redesign, reimagine the data governance. It is not everything that has to be done by the humans, it has to be complemented by the AI. That's why we brought in something which, which is referred as lean data governance. Lean data governance is actually the proven practices, with the taxonomies, with the repositories, with the AI engine built into it for humans. And
Hmm.
it takes probably 1/10 of the effort that requires for you to augment the data quality, improve the data quality, put down the governance, because it comes with our nearly 3 decades of experience. PiLog has been in this business for nearly 3 decades, and 3 decades is not a joke, because I mean, we are sitting with thousands of years of experience across all our subject matter expertise. And with that experience, we build some models, fantastic models, wherein you can fast track this, you can establish the right foundation for your AI initiatives or AI readiness. And that's where we are proposing, we are promoting lean data governance. And lean data governance is, I mean, in 3 words, if I have to explain lean data governance: simple, agile, and swift. So those are the 3 characteristics. We can explain most of it, but again, if somebody is interested, they can go on to our website. They can read about lean data governance, and
Mhm.
it's completely a SaaS platform. You can implement it yourself. So that is the kind of thing. But the beauty there, Pio, is that it's a human and AI interface, which is a AI lens, which is a
Mhm.
conversational AI that actually augments nearly 80% of your work. It improves your productivity, it improves your efficiency. Again, I'm not talking about a product here, I'm talking about an approach here, I'm talking about a methodology here, I'm talking about the new way of utilizing AI.
Hmm. Well, first of all, congratulations on lean data governance. It sounds indeed as a much needed solution to a landscape of difficult solutions to implement. Let's put it like that. And secondly, so the approach then would be not to stop using AI or to say, hold on until we've got it right 100%, we've got the data quality and data governance right. So the approach is to start using AI in order to advance in data governance, therefore augmenting then the success of your AI adoption for further uses. Is that correct?
Absolutely, that's correct. Again, we do not have to wait until all the data quality is established, but you can start with the lean approaches, and whatever the objects that are ready, whatever the initiative that you would like to take on the AI enabled or AI technology roadmap, then you can speed it up. But those need to be in parallel as well as in the pipeline.
Understand. Okay, this is indeed a very good approach because, as we said before, AI. If you do not start investigating, adopting, and creating a business case for it, other companies are going to do that.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
indeed, you need really an agile structure. You need speed. You need a lean approach to data governance. Otherwise, by the time you will be ready to adopt AI, the rest of the world will have already adopted it.
Yeah, yeah. See, let me just give you, one of the examples that has happened recently. About a couple of months ago, we were approached by a very large organization. They wanted to have the data management practices augmented using AI. They said that we would like to do it in house, and we told
Mm.
them, hold on, you need subject matter expertise, you need all the skill set. Again, you are going to heavily invest into the infrastructure, because AI is not cheap, absolutely not cheap. The infrastructure is not cheap. They said that no, 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 we have all the ifs and buts and everything, and bells and whistles. They went ahead, they started an initiative. 3 months down the line, they're asking us, how can we support them, advise them on their journey, because they are unable to figure it out, because everybody is looking for the talent, everybody is looking for the skill set, everybody is looking for that. So that's why whenever you are making a decision to invest into AI, it has to be very, very conscious and cautious decision, because
Mm.
don't just go run with yourself. It's exactly like Pio. If you don't know the place where to go, you either ask somebody's guidance or you use the GPS for that. Okay. But
Yeah.
if you want to go and find yourself, yes, it's going to be expensive. It's going to take time, and that's where PiLog is actually putting down its foot on the ground, saying that, guys, hold on, we are here, we will guardrail you through this process, but take us along. Again, it's just an advisor, it's just an assessment for
Mhm.
you. And then, once that we set down all the roadmap for that, after the assessment, you can go and embark on the journey, and we will always be there to, look over and create a value out of it, because value creation is important. Value engineering concept is great, wherein you need to start creating value out of any of your value initiatives.
So you start from the from the proof of value
Proof of value. Yeah,
okay, okay.
absolutely, absolutely.
Very good. Because, yeah, without that, we don't even get to the point where you use the GPS. You
Yeah,
just don't know where you're going. Like, you don't
yeah,
even have an
absolutely.
objective. And I've seen so much stuff on the market and ways of adopting AI that were just, adoptions for the sake of putting AI in the name, but that
Right,
brought
right,
no
right.
added value whatsoever. They were maybe good as a post on social media
Yeah,
with adopted AI, but nothing really came out of it. So I believe it is really important to start indeed with a clear direction, which is, if you agree with me, specific as well. Because if you're trying to do everything with AI from day
yeah.
one,
See, let me just add there. There is horizontal, Gen AI platform where it's generic. Again, when you are developing any applications for your organizations, you do not want that conversational AI or your AI bot to answer generic questions, specific business questions,
yeah.
business functions is what. And then we have vertical one. So always focus on the contextual one, specific ones. That's always better. It costs you less, and it is easy to control. It is easy to fine tune. It does not have hallucination, because hallucination is something that is really killing a lot of companies, because it's false positives. And how many false positives are there? Several of them. So that's why it has to be contextual, very specific, confined to your business functions. And if you need to have multi-model approach, just go for that. Don't go for a single model that serves all of it. You can have smaller models of AI, Gen AI, or any of the open source models, but fine tune with regards to the value creation and business objectives.
Seems the same. It seems like it's the same issue that affects failing data initiatives, isn't it? When there
Yeah,
is no clear,
absolutely.
yeah, yeah. I mean, AI and especially Gen AI is very appealing. It's easy to understand for the business side and everything else, but it
Right.
doesn't solve fundamental issues such as going somewhere without a clear objective, having a
Yeah.
business value and a business ambition behind it, and so on. So, indeed, we need to start with that. And I'm curious, you've been, just as you said before, you've been in the data management space for almost 3 decades. Where did this need of addressing artificial intelligence and advising clients on artificial intelligence come from? Where
See,
did it come from, your clients, or how is that?
see, we have been always customer focused.
Mm,
We wanted all our customers to be happy. And when we were talking to several of our customers, the customers said that, yeah, we are now going to have this replaced by AI. And when they failed, we said that being in the industry and being relevant in the industry, why shouldn't we come up with a framework or a model where we can offer this kind of services to our customers? That's the reason we said that, okay, we have seen different technology changes, we have done that. That's where we have built the AI assessment models, data maturity models, process maturity models. And we are advising currently the customers on user experience. What is
mm,
it that you can augment with the user experience? What is it that you can supplement with the data quality, which is nothing but process improvement? And then decision making, because decision making also comes from the AI. So there are different models for different stuff, and we are sitting with a lot of subject matter expertise At the end of the day, Pio, the bottom line is that even though the face is AI, underneath that is data. And we
Yeah.
have been the data doctors and data champions for nearly 3 decades. And we understand data better than anybody because we eat, sleep, drink data all the time.
It's very good to hear. And, finally, we're seeing reports and we're seeing even the big names, Forbes, Gartner, mentioning that data is indeed what changes the game in AI adoption and AI success. And I completely understand how, being a customer centric organization, you've understood, okay, we've got to step in, we've got to
Yeah,
help.
right.
Yeah. Because it's indeed when you can generate the most value then especially for customers that, for instance, have adopted solutions in the past and already start from an advanced level of data maturity. They have, I would say, an easier road ahead of them, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And again, when we are also pitching our services, we are not enforcing them to take any of our products or recommending anything. It's pure strategic advisory.
Mm.
So it's advisory services wherein we'll tell them this is what is working and this is what is not working. If you want this to work, what exactly you need to do. So those are the roadmaps that we are setting for the organizations. Again, we do not want to now conquer the world in couple of months. It's a journey. So you would always have a short-term quick wins, then you have mid-term, and then you have long-term strategic ones as well. So we come with that kind of advisory, expertise, especially into the supply chain management, asset lifecycle
Mm.
management, business partner lifecycle management, and these are different domains. Wherein there are hundreds of use cases that could be successful, that could be worthy of investing for the organizations.
Very good. Very good. Now, we have an upcoming event in October, and when it comes to the discussion surrounding artificial intelligence, many clients and speakers talk about regulations, compliance, whether they're ready to embark into AI with consideration to that. Is this also something that you address in the
Yeah,
assessment?
yeah, absolutely. Because AI ethics is important, and ethics comes from the right practices. When we say right practices, the regulatory compliances. Again, we know that EU laws we need to be compliant at. GDPR is another one. And then, there are also personal protection laws. There are different laws that we need to abide by because you cannot just, embark on a journey and not considering all these ethical or regulatory or statutory challenges. You will always have to look into that. So we also, like if somebody would like to harvest some data by doing web scraping, I mean, what is allowed and what is not allowed is important for them because you cannot be storing the information directly. Yes, you can refer the information, but you cannot be storing that information. And if it has any of these compliances already. So all those practices also comes in from our advisory services, wherein we say that, okay, this is the data. If you are talking about product data, this is what is the best approach for you to collate all the data. This is something that where you would have the legal challenges or any, non-compliances with regards to different acts or different laws there. So we advise on all of that. Again, most of the times, if it is an open data and open, shareable, storeable data, you don't have any issues. But these days, especially in some regions, some territories, data protection laws are abiding. Every developer, every consumer to abide by those laws and acts, and we will have to respect that.
Very good. Because if you ask me, particularly in Europe, it's one of the main stoppers.
Yeah,
Many organizations are
yeah,
fearing this the most. And of course, it highlights an existing problem that perhaps there is with data protection and data privacy. And
right, right.
AI just augments it, you know.
Yeah,
So it is very important because, again, as we talked about in one of our conversation, then trust disappears. Then
yeah,
no one wants to touch AI, and that's not the best
yeah,
way to
yeah.
go about it.
Absolutely. And Pio, for that reason, we do not recommend any of our customers to go for a public LLM models we do not recommend. We say that have your open source, but in-house deployed. If it is for some specific business functions, if it is for some of the other stuff, you also have it shareable, but hosted, under your control, under your governance. That's what is important, because again, we cannot take any organization's data and share it with somebody else. We will not be able to do that, and that's why we are going on vertical gen AI models, vertical
Yeah.
models with rack and with all the nuts and bolts about that, and then it has to be hosted locally within your control.
Very important. Very important. Here's a comment from Joe. I appreciate the discussion on proof of concept and proof of value. POC confirms that a solution can be technically achieved, focusing on feasibility. POV, however, demonstrates the solution's tangible benefits and return on investment, providing its real value to the business. Kudos to Dr. Imad for emphasizing POV is important and to PO for picking up on it. This approach ensures investment lead to meaningful outcomes and sustained success.
Oh,
Thank you.
what a comprehension there from Dr. Joe. What a comprehension. He has just, hit that on top of it head. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's a very good distinction to make about proof of concept and proof of value. And you were so correct there in talking about the proof of value being a fundamental step that cannot be missed in assessing AI readiness.
yeah,
So this is an interesting topic, and I'm sure we'll be talking about this again and again, because again, technology accelerates at a pace where everything we talk about needs to be updated in a couple of months again. So
yeah,
quite an exciting topic indeed.
absolutely, absolutely. And I think it will be relevant for next couple of years, because even the hype cycles that are coming out of Gartner and that, there's a lot of exciting stuff that is going to come out, and we are seeing, and I feel that we are blessed to witness this, the evolvement of that, the evolution of that around us, so that we can look at it, understand it, learn it, implement it, and create value out of
Indeed. And I think the hype cycle, yes, sure, it happens. New technologies come in, we hear it every year or so, right? But I think this is here to stay because
it.
it
Absolutely.
conquered, you know, talk about data mesh with the children. They have no clue about that, right? But
Yeah,
about
yeah, yeah.
Gen AI, that's a conversation that you have everywhere, and everyone can
Every
sort of play with it.
right, right,
So I
right.
really
That's
think it's going to be here to stay as a topic.
yeah, yeah. I personally feel so. Yeah.
Very good, very good. Now, Dr. Imad, it's been a pleasure to have you with us, and it's always great to hear updates and to hear also about what PiLog is doing to help organizations succeed in this time. Because there are plenty of advising organizations out there, but it's important to distinguish the fact that you did not start as an artificial intelligence company or advisory. You did start from data when it
Yeah.
wasn't cool, you know, when it wasn't a cool topic. So there is quite a long experience there in this field that helps you have more of a balanced view on this topic and address it with calm and in a moderate way, I'd say.
Yeah. That's correct. That's correct.
Very good. So time is almost up, and I would like to invite, of course, everyone to follow up and learn more about the advisory services, but generally speaking, about what PiLog is doing in the AI space and in the data management space. What would be the best way to find out more?
No, anybody can go on to our website, but let me just share something here so that everybody can see it. Are you able to see this?
Yeah, here it is. Think pragmatic. Okay.
So that has been my phrase for a long time. Don't just go by the illusion. Don't just be ambitious about having AI. Think the pragmatic impact of that. And AI is here to help human beings improve their productivity, efficiency, consistency with augmented practices. And if anybody would like to embark on the journey, they can go onto our website, get in touch with us, and then we can have a free discovery session. So those are the QR codes. If somebody would like to maybe capture that, they would be able to do that. And if any one of you would like to get in touch with me, that's the LinkedIn code for myself. And this for lead data governance on PiLogGroup.com.
Very good. Thank you for sharing this with us, Matt. And where are you going next, actually? Because CDOIQ last week. Where are you going to go next?
There are several lined up conferences. There are some of them are online, but we have one coming up in London, uh,
Hmm.
which is on the supply chain management of it. That's a supply chain management and asset lifecycle management conference, which is purely focusing on SAP customers. So there we are also presenting the value engineering perspective of that. How can you create value out of it? And then we have in September we have a great conference with Infotech in Las Vegas. So where we will be, presenting two sessions, and then we will also have our booth there. It's all about the passion. Wherever the passion takes us, wherever we can, showcase our capabilities and share our views and some guidance, so that we can guide the community, we can see the organizations invest in the right direction. That's where we are going. And there are several others that are also lined up, but these are the two important ones that are coming up in September.
Very good. Very good. You mentioned supply chain. Do you find that there are specifics about supply chain both when it comes to data management and AI adoption?
Right, right. I mean, there are when it comes to supply chain management, there are hundreds of use cases, be it in
Mm.
procurement, be it in sourcing, be it in negotiations, or be it in having the price comparison, product catalogs, and then inbound logistics, outbound logistics. There are a lot of contracts management, buyer functions. And then automated buying experience, and there are several of the use cases. By the way, I didn't mention that probably we will also see you in October, for the your data conference as well, because that's also important one. Think Lab
Ah,
one. Yeah.
oh, very good. Very good. Happy to welcome you again there.
Thank you.
There's a
Thank you.
a wonderful group of people there. It's a group of great speakers, and there's a lot of excitement. And it's actually our 10th face-to-face event, so it's going to be something
Wow,
special.
wow, wow, wow.
Three
Yeah,
days.
I must actually congratulate you for what you have been doing for ages, because it is enormous work that I understand that you and your team puts in. But what I like about that is it is purely a focused conference. It's not something that we are talking in air. It's relevant, it's contextual, and it is to the point. And I mean, I have spoken to several people who attended your conferences. They felt the value out of it. They really got the value out of it. And I'm sure you would do many more, because you are not doing them earlier. So you were doing probably once a year or so, but probably you will need to do many more. And congratulations to you, and best wishes for the upcoming conferences.
I really appreciate that. Thank you very much, Matt. Well, on this note, I would like to thank everyone in the audience for joining the discussion today, and of course, ask more questions in case you're watching this later. Well, while we're not live, I'm sure that the conversation will continue afterwards, and we look forward to the next time to welcome you to our LinkedIn discussions. So thank you very much, and Imad, thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you, Pio, and thanks all whoever are watching now or are going to watch in future as well. Thank you, and be cautious and conscious about where and what you are investing in AI. Thank you.